Alright folks, welcome to another fabulous Tuesday night stream. We are doing a little retro thing here, something very nostalgic for me personally, because as much as I love Sigma Star Saga, I want something that requires a little less puzzly thinking and a little less, oh wait, what do I do? So we're going to play a game from my childhood that's kind of its own thing. Classic little platformer game, doesn't require too much thought. Yep. Old school DarkWing Duck. From the original Disney afternoon. Now, this particular one is from Capcom, and I'm going to go ahead and address the elephant in the room, because while we play this, you are going to notice, if you play a lot of 8-bit NES games, that this has a very familiar feel to it. This game is by Capcom. This is a platforming game where there is running and there is gunning. So yeah, basically, this game is Mega Man with a Disney skin. Not in the like super literal sense where every boss is going to give me a new woo. Some of these jumps are a little scary when you know it's one chance. Not. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, when you have one chance to get it right. But yes, this game is, you can clearly tell that people who, I can't grab that hook, there we go. But yeah, you can clearly tell that people who worked on the Mega Man games worked on this game. Like if you've played the God, what was it, 6 Mega Man games that were on the NES, and then you play this game, you're like, yeah, no, this is clearly Mega Man. Like, not just made by the same company, but probably the same human beings. And yeah, as you kind of saw when I took a couple hits a minute ago from the Egg Boys, I have kind of went ahead and done a couple mysterious cheat codes for infinite energy and an infinite lives code, because as I said, I kind of just want to have a fun time showing off a classic game that was a large portion of my childhood for a few years there. I need to hit you. So what I gotta do is I gotta time this. There we go. Ha ha ha. I gotta trick him into. So I gotta be ready for him, not to attack him, but to run from him. But yeah, I went ahead and put on the infinite energy and infinite lives Game Genie code into my little setup here. Whew, almost mistimed that. Because yeah, this little jump sequence and the spikes, that's very Mega Man. Don't get me wrong, I love this game. You know, it does definitely have the flavor of the TV show in a lot of places. But as I said, if you play a Mega Man game and then you turn around and play this game, like, you're just going to see a lot of blatant influence. Like, these guys are totally Hammer Joes. You know. And that's okay, because Wait a minute, do I want the... Yeah, I want the heavy. I don't want thunder gas. So, you don't get the, because heavy gas makes the boss... Heavy gas makes the boss so much easier, which you're going to... For this level, which you're going to see in a bit. That's what I want to do. There we go. Got my timing down now. A little bit farther back. There we go. Haha. That's how you're supposed to do it. But yeah, I just want to make sure that I actually, like, make steady progress in this game, because, like the NES Mega Man games, it's actually kind of hard in places, so... Since I was semi-good at this as a child, I could beat a few levels. I never beat the game legitimately as a kid when I owned it. I have gone back through with my power of cheating and beating it as an adult. Ooh, another one-up. But you know what? That's fine, because, as I've said before, I don't play these games to show off how good I am. Yeah, the G's are for more of your special gas. One of the differences from Mega Man, I'm going to go ahead and tell you before I fight the boss here, is since you don't get extra weapons from beating the bosses, you have your standard gas gun, which is what I've been firing all day, and then you can carry one other special gas gun, which has limited ammo. So I usually save them for the bosses. Okay, hold on. I'm jumping. Yeah. Just down. Yes. I misdid that. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Is just... Ha ha ha. See, since the heavy gas falls down, I can just... I'm not actually scaring him up to the higher level, so... Haha. That's like the easy way to beat the boss. Because then you just have to move every couple shots to avoid the bananas. But you don't scare him up and down the different platforms, so you're not chasing him and dodging the bananas. But yeah, this... And that is his pilot and sidekick, Launchpad McQuack. Little DuckTales crossover fun there. Let's see, which one's that? Yeah, we'll go ahead and just do Wolf Duck, since I'm going to work my way through the whole game here one way or the other. But yeah, you do get your choice of levels, which, as I said, is definitely a running and gunning Capcom thing. Yep. But, alright, where's it? Oh, that's right, you just jump on it. Yeah, I pretty much just made a joke of myself right there, folks. I've not played this game in a while, personally, so... Probably should have gone back and gotten the arrow gas. I think you need it for later in the level. Oh well, I'll worry about that later. But yeah, it's heavy gas, arrow gas, which you'll see later. Basically, it's a suction cup thing. So it's kind of a combination tool and weapon. And then thunder gas, which is classic lightning attack, because everybody likes lightning. Yeah, this has a lot of the... Okay, there's thunder. We'll go ahead and switch to that. See? Be good for picking these guys off as they bounce around. Since they like to hang out above me, but... Yeah, normally I would have, you know... My heart would be slowly decreasing here. But as I said, I have the infinite energy code because we're just doing a show off the game, not a show off my skills playthrough, so. No, I'm not a pure MLG skills gamer. But I'm having a lot of fun indulging my nostalgia. Yeah, I owned this game as a kid. Okay, that's right. And When I was in my really heavy DarkWing Duck phase, between watching I would watch the cartoon show, whenever it came on, but I played this game at least 3 days a week for probably a good couple years there, because I loved the character of DarkWing Duck. Oh yeah, okay. Just gonna float on by. Just gonna float on by. Yeah, I love the character of DarkWing Duck. He's, even though he's yeah, see, if I had the arrow gas, I could go up and get those extra lives. Oh, that's right, you gotta hit the top of those guys. There we go, you get him on the down bounce. Oh, he's invincible on the down bounce. There we go, just gotta jump and hit him. Yeah, see, if I'd gotten the arrow gas at the start level, I could be getting all these power-ups, but that's okay. That's okay, I have infinity lives, I don't need extra lives. There, I'm getting my pattern here, my sneezy shell. But yeah, DarkWing Duck was influenced very heavily by like a lot of the Golden Age Mystery Men style heroes. Like the gas gun is a blatant reference to the original Sandman. Oop. Not to mention the fedora look with his costume. Actually, most of his costume. I think if you just take away the cape, because I don't think at least in the original Golden Age stories that Sandman had a cape. He might have had him in some of like the post Golden Age retro stories. I have not read his stuff extensively. I know of the character, but yeah, there's a lot of, if you look at the Golden Age Sandman from DC Comics, you can see a lot of this character design influence, which is just lovely. I mean, I didn't know it at the time when I was watching this. I just liked the style of the cartoon, but it is a lot of Golden Age, early Silver Age mystery men, which, yeah, we're going to get into a little just general comics stuff here. The mystery men, yep, time for the boss. I don't even really know if Thunder Gas, I don't think is really going to help. I think I just gotta, oh, that's right, I need to get him when the moon's blocked and then he's transformed. So I am legitimately trying to play this game as much as I can instead of just totally just cheesily abusing my infinite energy. To show you kind of what the strategy would be if I was playing this with the ability to lose health. Oh, God, I forgot I could shoot the boxes. That makes Wolfman even easier. And that's the thing, if you once you've done a few of the boss a couple times, none of the bosses are actually that hard. Like, they have very defined attack patterns. So once you get the rhythm, they're just... And it doesn't take a ton to get the rhythm. Like, I have not played Wolfman in... See, I think last time I did a nostalgia run of this was about maybe 3-4 years ago. So it's been like 4 years since I played Wolfman. But that's just such a classic attack pattern for 8-bit villains. I was just like, oh, okay, I have to hit him when he's depowered because the moon's covered up. Liquidator! But yeah, the first level, Quackerjack, and this level boss, Liquidator, were part of the regular Rogues Gallery. Wolf Duck, I think, was like a single-time villain. So, he wasn't a suit. Yeah, I'm going to switch to Arrow Gas. Heavy Gas, as I said, is good for Quackerjack, but otherwise, Arrow Gas just tends to be the best. But yeah, like I was saying, the thing that made the Mystery Men kind of different from characters like Superman, who were around way back in the Golden Age, was that the Mystery Men were... I'm trying to think how to phrase this. The Mystery Men were more of your... We don't... That's heavy gas. I don't want that. We don't have literal superpowers. You know, we... Let's see. Alright, hold on. There we go. See, now I can go down this path instead of the typical path. Ooh, I don't remember how to do these. I may die on this section, but yeah, they were more of the okay, yeah, see, that I had to fire the air gases up and maneuver around. I may just take the standard path. But basically, yeah, that's the point of the air gas, and there are a few places in the game where there are, besides hard to reach power-ups, a couple alternate paths to getting to the end boss, which is always a nice touch in classic video games. You know, you expect those now in modern games, but you know, NES, you didn't get that in every game. So it was always nice when they included it. But yeah, the Mystery Men rarely had superpowers, tended to use that detective mindset. You know, they would have to solve the crimes like your typical police detective. So they were, in fact, a lot of Mystery Men were like, you know, police, or, you know, hey, we're inspired by the police. So it's, yeah, let's see. This is just a hard sequence. I think if I can, haha, see, I got him from there. So yeah, this is just, there we go. But yeah, so you know, the Mystery Men were more of your... We're not super-powered butt kickers, but we are intimidating badasses kind of heroes. Like, Batman... And see, this is the thing where it gets weird, like, and where I'm going to annoy some, especially modern fans. And I don't use that term derisively. I don't care when you start reading comics, but it's like if all you read is the current print stuff, and you never go back and like read stuff from before your time to get a sense of things, now characters have changed, it's like, well, we can't really, you know, discuss these kind of things. But what I was saying was, this sequence going to take me a couple times. I don't exactly remember how to do this. Okay, stay above the spike. Okay, now drop down. There we go. Yeah, that's some classic okay, this one I'm going to have to immediately drop down. Go up, up. Yep, getting kind of tight here. Drop, and then drop again. Whew. That's, as I said, that's a little intimidating. But yeah, like the original Batman stuff before he started like regularly teaming with the JLA, and the 21st century approach of Batman always wins. You know, the biggest badass in the comics. Like, he was always scary and intimidating, but it was mostly the perception of Batman. Helps me here. I got plenty of them, though. I'll just use them just for fun. But yeah, Liquidator was your water elemental villain. He was a dog. If I remember my cartoon right, he was a something about, I think he was like a water, he's like a salesman for like this bottled water company, and fell into like the toxic sludge byproduct of their their liquid hydration product. Oh, yes, and see, now we've unlocked the last 3 stages. Let's see, Moriarty, in a tower-inspired level, Megavolt in a warehouse, Bushroot. I'm going to say Bushroot for last, because that's the woods level. We're just going to clear out the city. We'll do Moriarty in the tower. But yeah, like, Batman used to be much more mystery villain style, where it wasn't about, like, the physically dominating the opponents, and most of his original Rogues Gallery didn't have superpowers. So it was just more about, you know, having the intelligence to solve their crimes. You know, that's why he's the great detective. You know, I mean, his first book was Detective Comics, so it's like, Robo-Dogs! But yeah. Quackerjack was just a crazy children's entertainer that turned criminal. And then, as I said, Wolf Duck was, I think he was like a one-off, because they did some... do I want Thunder? God, see, I don't remember this level at all. I remember Moriarty. You know what? I'll just switch to Thunder. I can always regret it later. Like, I don't really, as I said, except for the villains. A little pick-a-path thing right there. I don't really use my special gas a lot. Unless it's, as I said, I'd gotten the arrow gas early in that city level and was able to get the secrets. Normal game through where I don't have the Game Genie code for Infinite Lives, I would have totally been more worried about picking up those DarkWing dolls that represent extra lives. So, but yeah, like the Mystery Men comics are where it's not about the superpowers, but just being, you know, everything law enforcement is to the, you know, times 10. So they were certainly interesting comics, and you know, Darkwing. Okay, I'm just gonna kill him, so I'm not thinking about him. I can do this quicker. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Kind of tricky jump. But yeah, Darkwing Duck in the cartoon, which inspired this game. Again, for those who never saw the cartoon, he would do the whole, you know, appear from out of nowhere thing and outsmart the villain more than physically beat them up. As I said, he had his gas gun, which had a few different gases. But I think the most memorable thing about it was he would do the big entrance speech. You know, I am the terror that quacks in the night. And that was the opening line, and that was always the same. But then it was like every episode, though, he would modify the second part to something unique. Whoop, spiky spikes, spiky spikes. Don't like the spiky spikes. I'm the terror that flaps in the night. Or flaps in the night, not quacks in the night. Derp. But yeah, I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the gum that sticks on the bottom of your shoe. And, you know, I am DarkWing Duck. Actually. I'm just going to hang here and zap you. Hold on, I want to finish this sequence. Bam! Yep. Don't drop too many times there. Screw it. You're taking too many hits to die. Yoop. Yeah, the whole hanging from platforms mechanic is very, very key to this game. And I lost my rhythm on him. There we go. But yeah, then I am DarkWing Duck. So it was like really creative how they would have the different taunt. And yeah, see, the Aerogas would have let me get over there, so. Which in the end, the alternate paths merge, so it's not a huge deal. It's not like there's alternate bosses or anything if you take a different path, but it is always just a neat touch. It gives the game some replay value, because then you see stuff like that and you're like, oh, well, next time I play it, I'll make sure to get Aerogas, and I can use it to take that path instead of the path I took, and I'll get more bonuses and stuff. Whoa. This looks a little awkward. There we go. Oh, okay, I see. That was just to get a little more health, and then I dropped down. So you're supposed to drop down there, then... Okay, here we go. Oh, God. How do we do Moriarty? Okay. I think I'm supposed to, like... Yeah, see? There we go. That's right. I gotta just wreck the machines, and then... Ooh, or, I wonder if I could just take pot shots at him. Yeah, so he's like Quackerjack. He's gonna jump away from me if I'm not distracting him with his. Yeah, I don't remember Moriarty too much. I remember he's a mole. I'm trying to think, because I said I don't. They didn't use him as much as they did like Quackerjack, and Quackerjack showed up a lot. Liquidator showed up several times. Bushroot, who we will see later, showed up. Negaduck was the big one. They introduced him after a while. He was the evil doppelganger. So, oh, okay. Yeah, Megavolt showed up several times. Megavolt was a pretty common villain. And occasionally you'd get team-ups, but yeah, besides the Launchpad as a sidekick, Darkwing had his child ward, kind of like Batman and Robin, except Robin wasn't the sidekick, it was just literally the adopted orphan. In this case, it was a young girl who wanted to be adventurous and help her adopted father. Woo! Dodge spikes. Save the day, but typically... totally missed the platform on that one. Let me see if I can get another one down. There it goes. But was not allowed to be the official sidekick due to her age. But Gosalyn. But yeah, Gosalyn was fun. She was very energetic and always wanting to help, whether... That's right, you gotta hit the lamp. Whether Darkwing wanted her help or not. She had her buddy from school who was like the super nerd kid character. Which is funny because like his parents were... Well, there's a lot of like mystical stuff in this level, which is weird because Megavolt himself is not mystical. So I think they kind of paired up some of the characters, you know, villain weird here. Because Megavolt was your electricity character. You know, they had the water character with Liquidator. Megavolt was your electricity character. Bushroot, who we'll see in the next level. I'll go ahead and spoilers for you. If you hadn't guessed by the name, Bushroot was the plant character. So, I'm trying to think. They had... I said they had Negaduck, and oh, this looks like it's going to be a tricky sequence. Let me get these guys. Alright. And let's see. Ah! Dang it, dang it. See, now I gotta do this the cheat code way, like that first tire I messed up on. Normally that would have been a total, like, death scenario. But that's okay. Because we're just having fun tonight. We don't care if we do this legitimately, because I don't know why the evil Aladdin guys are trying to hurt me. Didn't do anything to them. Now they're gone. So, oh well. Ooh. No, bad. There we Okay, see, I actually have clearance, so it's just a matter of getting the timing on that part. And then up again. Oh, see, I missed my up again. Yep. Nope, can't get it. Gotta take the lower path this time. So this is actually a little bit tricky. But yeah, it was an interesting show. It was, you know, for those people, you know, at the time I enjoyed it as a kid just because it was witty and it was, you know, crime fighter stuff and, you know, purple and gold costume. Yeah, you have to get there quick before the stun effect works against me. You know, it's just, it was a cool crime fighter. It was part of the, it was, you know, kind of a loose spin-off of the DuckTales cartoon, because Launchpad was in both of them, and later in DarkWing Duck, Gizmo Duck showed up, who was, you know, a character from DuckTales. It feels kind of redundant to use Thunder Gas against him, but maybe it'll make up for all the jumping around he's doing. Yeah, see, there's no way I would be beating this guy legitimately. A little. Yeah, Megavolt, I think, was like a rat. But yeah, he had his electricity powers. So it's all good fun. Job well done. But yeah, like, I just dug DarkWing Duck for what it was. It was just entertaining, well written. You know, I knew it was kind of superhero, but not quite. It was like years later when I started really getting into comics and comics history, I found out about like a lot of the Golden Age Mystery Men books, and I realized that's where like a lot of the tropes in DarkWing Duck that they were respectfully parodying came from, and it just made me love it more. Because I'm like, oh, like, I totally understand why, like, they did this. It's like, it wasn't just, oh, this makes for entertaining, you know, kids' cartoon. It's that it literally is like, this is the stuff that these writers, you know, knew from, you know, their childhood and the childhood of, like, I guess maybe their parents, depending on the age of the writers. But it's like, this is stuff that was, you know, the old cliches for them nowadays in 2020. Like, I guess oh, yeah, see, the stun got me again. I guess, like, the things that were commonplace and then became 90s cliches, or the old nostalgic cliches of now-and-day television. Which is really weird. Like, it's really weird to watch, like, modern cartoons, and they'd be like, oh, haha, remember, you know, this stuff, it's so retro and nostalgic. And I'm like, it's like, it's so outdated and, you know, old school cliche. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's from my childhood. I'm not old. It's really hard to kind of admit to yourself when see, Thunder Gas can be useful on a lot of levels, but you gotta, like, get your angles right. See, I can get him from the lower vine. I generally like traveling on the upper vine, because if I goof slightly, I still have one more vine to save me. So, it's all good fun. That's your platforming strategy for you. Always try to give yourself an extra little... Yeah, see, this guy I'm going to have to just gut it. Oh, he's going to respawn. I have a feeling he's going to respawn. Yep, I did that wrong. He's going to respawn. Okay, that's good. He didn't really. I know, kitty. I'll play with you later. Okay, I didn't fall from that time. I don't know what's up with the dog literally inside the doghouse. As I said, generally level to level, Thunder Gas is your best go-to special weapon. Because your normal gas covers your straight ahead shots, and then Thunder you have the up and down arcing, so it's good. Oop. Okay, that's a go behind thing. It's not a fall to your death thing. Okay, here we go. Here's the logs. Here's the logs. We hate the logs. Logs are evil in 8-bit games. Tricky jumping, platforming fun. Birdie's gonna make me paranoid. See, that one was totally in my path. So, see, this is what I'm talking about. See, from the top. Could have gotten the arrow, but I'm doing good with Thunder. But, see? Okay, that one did have a gap, so I guess some of them do have gaps. And that's a fall down. See, that's a good fall. Yes, we can... No. Okay, there we go. We're getting it. Platform semi-concealed. But that's okay. Oh, that was nothing but a bonus thing. That was totally not the way of the boss. I did not mean to die, and I definitely did not mean to go back to the floating logs. Okay, we're going to do the floating logs here real quick, folks. But yeah, I'm kind of annoyed that they never put DarkWing Duck out on a complete series DVD. I think they did, like, the first... like two, it was, if I remember right, because I researched this within the past year. Is that okay? You're just armored, so you're not gonna. Okay, you gotta shoot the helmet off. But it was like I think DarkWing Duck was divided into like 3 seasons by when they did by episode count or whatever, and then they did like the first 2 seasons on DVD, or it was something where it was somewhere that it was more than half. See, this is another. Ah, that's right. He has the targets come out of the trees. So this is another one of those like Quackerjack ones where you gotta dodge the attack and try to time your shots as he goes up and down. So you can see where they definitely had the mechanics they really wanted you to master in the game. So you can't attack the attacking buddies. So, yeah. I guess that would just be the strategy. You just pick a move, and when the roots grow, you dodge. Theory. I'm doing horrible at the dodging. I usually... If I remember right, as like from a kid, I got to the point where I could beat those first 3 stages. But I don't think I ever beat any of the second 3 without cheating. Definitely never got to bush root legitimately. Because there's just some hard sequences in that level. It would have wrecked my health, and I might have done Moriarty because that was more about jump sequences than a lot of bad guys. Oh yeah, that's right, Steel Beak and Foul, which again, they weren't used a lot, but they were kind of like, I'm just gonna like discuss them real quick. Yeah, yeah, this is the final level, so we're definitely beating this tonight. Depending on how many lives I burn, don't know if this episode will be the standard length or not. Oh, that's right, you got a duck to hit the slugs. Silly. Yeah, Steel Beak and Foul was like the, where they started working in the James Bond, homages. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Thundergas. It's helpful, as I said, on like 90% of levels. There we go. Yeah, Foul was when they would work in the James Bond parodies, because you had the good guy spy agency that would employ Darkwing as a kind of freelancer. It's like, hey, we need your help on this one mission. Although I don't know if they ever paid him. I think he just did it just for the sake of justice. I don't know where Darkwing got his money to live off of. I can't remember if they addressed that in the comics. Maybe he did get paid for the spy missions, and that just made up for the other income. Because he didn't have a day job. He had the secret identity of, Drake Mallard. Yeah. Because it's just like the double duck pun. It'd be like the duck world equivalent of calling somebody like John Smith. It's like the two most common names, Drake and Mallard. That's totally my name. There we go. Yep. But yeah, so Steel Beak was like the James Bond villain homage. I think I think Foul might have been part of the pilot, which was a multi-part episode. Steel Beak was not the villain. That was Taurus Bulba. It was like the whole thing where Darkwing was like, he was in the city. God, I gotta get rid of this guy first. Stupid. Ah! Okay, they're totally gonna do this where I got it. Yeah, these guys are gonna keep interrupting me because of the respawn. It was like, Darkwing was already established, but he was like just always DarkWing Duck. Ah! That kind of scared me for a second. I wasn't sure if I'd do that first time. And then there's like the whole thing with the scientist who had invented the super weapon that Taurus Bulba and I wanted. I want to say Foul was involved in it, and that's kind of like how they got to Darkwing's attention. Always barrels, man. What is it with platform games and barrels? Every platform game has barrels. Yeah, I kind of gave up on this guy. I'm just letting the infinite energy deal it out. The game is generous with health recharges. I will give it that. Yeah, if you do play it with that run and gun caution, kind of like trying to do with this sequence, the hopping's throwing me off. But yeah, like Taurus Bulba wanted the weapon, and the scientist, Goslin, was his daughter, and the scientist is killed. And Taurus Bulba kidnaps Goslin, Darkwing rescues her, and decides that he, falls in love with her, and the like, not at all creepy, like, hey, I want to raise this child because she's a really cool person. I want to be her new foster father since her real father's dead kind of thing. So they beat Taurus Bulba. He appears, I think, like one more time in the show is like the whole rebuilt cyborg thing. Maybe twice. I can't remember too much, but I know they went a while before bringing Taurus Bulba back, and it was like this big deal because he was the original villain. He was so connected to what made DarkWing Duck the character we know now. You know, and how... But yeah, so he, like, after he adopts Goslin, he creates the persona of Drake Mallard and buys the house in the suburb that he... You know, because he'd been living in, I think it was like a tower in the bridge. Which was like a Golden Gate Bridge knockoff. When he adopts Goslin and, you know, during the same adventure, recruits Launchpad McQuack as his pilot and official sidekick. He moves into the house where all three of them live. And I hate when they leap. So yeah, it was like, it was just really neat. Yeah, what are you? Okay. Can't deal with you guys. I'm trying to kill your boss. Just... I wonder if I can just thunder gun shot him. I don't even know if I'm hitting him properly. Yeah, these guys are totally... Okay, I don't think these guys are a thing because they seem to be doing the infinite spawn. God. See, that's the funny thing about, like, these little, infinite health cheat codes is, like, yeah, there's always going to be that one villain, usually the last villain of the game, where it's just, like, okay, I'm definitely hitting those now. I guess the thunder gun was just going in between them. So here we go. Shields only work when you're facing them. Actually, it doesn't even work when he's facing me. Yeah, I totally would not have beaten Steelbeak without. You foiled my plans this time, Darkwing, but the next time we meet, I shall be victorious. Job well done, Darkwing. Once again, you've freed the city from Val's grip of terror. You've earned the gratitude of the entire city forever. I think that was like the mayor. I don't know, as I said, I haven't seen the show in way too long, but yeah, I totally would have bought the show on DVD if there was a complete series box set. But the fact that they didn't release it, the entire series on DVD, just annoys me. So yeah, this is Darkwing Duck. It's a really fun game, as I said. If you're a fan of the Capcom platformers, it will be right up your alley. And if you're like me and you grew up on the Disney afternoon with DuckTales and Rescue Rangers and Darkwing Duck and Tailspin, then you'll enjoy the game too, because it'll remind you of your childhood. And that's what we did today, because I just really needed to indulge my childhood for a night. We'll go back to our ongoing games next week, but sometimes you just need to pop on the cheat codes and just play something silly and mindless that reminds you of good times and simpler times. We're short about 10 minutes, but you know what? Sometimes we go over too, so it all averages out. I'm going to call it here, folks. Hope everybody enjoys the video. I hope everybody checks out my archive. I've got some good one-offs. I've got some ongoing series as which we will get back to. Again, if you are a new viewer, you can check out my YouTube archives at Roulette Productions. Feel free to go ahead and leave us comments. I'm always up for game suggestions. I do try to keep it in the 8 and 16-bit era because we are a retro channel. I figure there's enough channels doing the brand new release games, so there you go. I will see all y'all in 7. Unless you're marathoning my archive, in which case I will see you in a couple minutes when you start up the next episode. Check out my Twitter, @DavidHorridin, which I don't tweet a lot, but again, it's a great way to get in touch with me and let me know what you would like to see me do on the channel. As Tigger says, TTFN, ta-ta for now.